All right, welcome back. We're doing lesson 2 and we're looking at factors of perfect squares. So just a little reminder of how we did this, our little T-chart. We have a first and second number and we're looking at 16. So I know 1 times 16 is 16, 2 times 8, 3 isn't going to work, and 4 times 4. So now I've reached two numbers that are the same, so I can stop. So my factors of 16 are 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Now we can find our factors this way, or we can use a factor rainbow. Now I've written out all the numbers from 1 to 16 here, and I'm just going to match them up. So I have 1 and 16, 2 times 8, and then 4. So sometimes a number is paired with itself. So I'm just going to do a little loop here. Okay, now what I want you to notice is factor rainbows look like rainbows because no arc overlaps or crosses. So there's this space in here, right, in between. So they don't overlap or cross. So all numbers paired up with 16 are going to be greater or less than 4. Okay. So, and why is this the case? If two numbers multiply to the same number, okay, so I have 4 times 4, right? That's my midpoint, my mid number. No number can possibly be paired up with any number that's going to be in there, like 4 times 4, we can't fit anything in the middle because we only use whole numbers, so it's not going to be 4.5 times something, okay? So the larger numbers are always going to be paired up with something smaller than 4. So now I have the first few factors done, 6 factors done for 90, and we're going to use division to find the factors for this rainbow. Okay, so I just want you to pause the video and do this by yourself. So I am going to continue on. So 90 divided by 9 is 10. 90 divided by 6. Okay, so here's our first part of the rainbow. And 90 divided by 6 is 15. Second part of the rainbow. Okay, 90 divided by 5 is going to be 18. Notice numbers are getting bigger as they should be, right? Because this number is getting smaller, this number would get bigger. And then 90 divided by 3 equals 30. Connect there. And 90 divided by 2 equals 45. And 90 divided by 1, of course, is 90. There we go. Okay, so these are in order from the smallest to the largest because dividing by the smaller number you get the result of the larger number. Okay, so now we're going to look at 36. And I'm going to delete some of this so that I have some space. Here we go. Okay, so again, remember numbers are paired by what multiplies to 36. So pause the video and you're going to do this by yourself. So how can we find the other factors? Well, there's a couple of ways, right? I could have gone 1 times something equals 36, and I could say to myself, what times 1 equals 36? And I can do that all the way down with the numbers that I already have. Or I could use division, right? So I could say 36 divided by 1 equals, right? Because these are fact families. So I can use multiplication to divide, or I can use division, right? So 36 divided by 2 divided by 3, and 36 divided by 4, and 36 divided by 6. Okay, and I can use these to find my factors. So I'm going to start with the biggest numbers first. I like starting with the biggest numbers first. So for the answer to both of those, 36, 6 times 6 is 36. 36 divided by 6 is 6, right? We're looking at our fact family triangles, and 36, 6 times 6 is 36, or 36 divided by 6 is 6, no matter how you look at it. Okay, so 36 divided by 4 is 9. 4 times 9 is 36, right? So there's our next little arc in our rainbow. 36 divided by 3 is 1 and 2, so that's 12. There we go. Okay, and then we have 36 divided by 2, so 30 divided by 2 is 15 plus 3. That's going to be 18. And 36 would be the last one, because 1 times 36 is 36, right? There we go. So we find new factors by looking at the factors more than 6, right? And we can stop at 6 because we know that it's multiplied by itself. So we know that we're finished there, right? Now, if a number more than 20, so I'm going to look here. I have 20 times 20 equals 400. So if a number more than 20 multiplies with another number to equal 400, right? What can you say about the other number and why? So in order to answer this question, you need to find the factors of 400 and draw the factor rainbow. So I'm just going to get you to do that now. So make sure you pause the video. Okay, so I've drawn out all the factors for 400. So how do you know that you can stop when you reach 20? So if you have your factors, you know you can stop because 20 times 20, right? And we can't overlap. So 20 times 20, we're not going to have a 19 or a 20.5 in there or anything multiplied by something else. Any number on this side needs to be multiplied by something that is smaller than it. So if I just do my factor rainbow, there we go. Okay. Now, let's talk about just even and odd numbers. And I know this is something that you've known for a very long time, but just humor me here. So let's think about what even and odd numbers are. Okay, so this is a set. With, whoops. An even number of elements. So we can pair them up, right? And like what we used to say to the young kids is like, so it's fair, right? So if I have 24 candies and I'm going to split it up evenly amongst two friends, each friend is going to get 12, and that's how you know it's even, right? An odd number, you can't. So I'll just say you can't pair them evenly. So if I'm looking at these numbers down here, or actually I'm going to look up here first. If I'm looking at a factor rainbow and I'm pairing up the factors, right? If I'm looking at this one for 400, okay, is there an odd or an even number of factors? So if I count them, right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now because I have two numbers for each pair, that's 14, right? And then I have my 15th there. Okay, so there's 7 and 7, that's 14. And then there's the 15th. So this is an odd number. Now let's look here. This is an odd number of factors. It's even, odd, even, or sorry, odd, even, 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 and odd. Okay, now let's look at all of the odd numbers here. Oops, this one's wrong. That's even. See, I don't have you guys here to correct me. Okay, what do you notice about all of the ones that have odd numbers of factors? So I have 1, 4, and 9. So I'm hoping that you noticed that 1 times 1, right? 2 times 2, 3 times 3. This is what makes it odd, and it is also what makes it a perfect square. So any perfect square will have an odd number of factors, and any number that has an odd number of factors will be a perfect square.